Hello, hello. I'm going to talk about a book I read very briefly, and then I will just think of something or whatever. So yeah, basically, the book I read is called To Own the Libs, and it's by Zoe Storm, and it's basically a guy who basically realizes he's trans, well, she's trans or whatever, to own the libs. Basically, it's like some kind of half bigoted or like in the middle ground person, like yeah, who realizes that yeah, basically who transitions and all that to own the libs, but actually like yeah, it's a real thing. And yeah, I guess I wanted to talk about it very quickly. Yeah, I finished it in last night. Basically, I read it through pretty quickly. I found it through a tweet, and yeah, I liked it. It was enjoyable. It had parts that were strange. Well, not strange, but that were kind of, I guess, obvious or something like that. Well, not obvious necessarily, but like, yeah, the parts that criticize, I guess, that talk about bigots or something like this. It's like, in my opinion, it like shows the internal logic of a person in that situation well, and it was relatable in that sense. I felt myself relating to a lot of things, and but also um, I think it models the people who are hateful not that well, in my opinion. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I will probably give it a review afterwards, a written review. I tried to find more about the author. There's not a lot. There's a Patreon account. There are a couple of Blue Sky type shits, but I haven't seen them yet, so I will look them up later. And yeah, I don't know. I wanted to mention that basically it really hit me in that sense. Like I'm underplaying in words, I'm underplaying the extent to which I related, you could say. Like it's worrying at this point, right? I mean, it's not like I have just stumbled upon this book by accident and it's blown me away, right? I've obviously been thinking about these things for a long time. And yeah, but on other formats, etc. And this book in particular, fictionalized, blah blah blah, not like safe for work literature, you could say, versus the not safe for work things that I read most of the time that make me feel different. I don't know. I guess it is clarifying. Well, not actually clarifying on anything like this, but it is food for thought. Let's say. And yeah, I cried a lot. Basically, I cried all night. Well, not all night, but like from like midnight to like 5 a.m., which was when I finished the book. I guess 5 hours, something like that. And yeah, I'm also, I guess, reading the book I showed before called sorry, the Rick Rubin book that I've been mentioning all day. Not all day, but like all week or whatever. I'm going to minimize this because I'm going to pop out chat. Just chat. Let's see. Chat en directo. En otra ventana. Minimizar. Just, and that's the only thing I'm going to look at. I don't want to look at myself either. And I'm going to do that as well. So yeah, basically I've been reading that Rick Rubin book, and as I mentioned, the game that I want to make had NSFW parts because I feel like they are important. But in this case, I guess I read this fictionalized book that does not have these not safe for work parts, and I also found them emotional. I've played not safe for safe for work that didn't have not safe for work, so that were safe for work basically, and I found them also emotionally I found them impactful. So yeah, that's I guess concerning. I don't know. I do feel a little bit like bad about it, about some parts. For example, well, not just feeling bad as in crying that I do, but I feel like ashamed in. Well, I guess I do feel ashamed about the crying parts as well, but ashamed in a different sense, right? More like hitting that deep shame that I hold in. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. In certain passages that are, I guess, not safe for work, but that are, I guess, more intimate. I don't know. I don't want to talk about. It's not that I don't want to talk about it. I think it's strange to talk about it, but and since it's not like this is not helpful for anyone to be discussed. Not to be discussed. To be discussed maybe, but like the risk versus reward is basically negative. It's way more risky to discuss these kind of things versus the reward that they can give you. But yeah, basically what I meant is that in some there is like obviously the scene where they explore clothing, blah blah blah, right? So those scenes are descriptive in a little way, right? And some of those scenes are like, I don't know. I don't want to say sexually arousing, etc., because that's also not the case. But it's like it's like adjacent enough that I get self-conscious about it. And I find the euphoria boner meme cringe as hell. So it reminds me of that, and yeah, I don't know. Or like locker room discourse, that kind of thing. Changing room discourse, bathroom discourse, that type of shit. And yeah, it's worrying, basically. And then I guess just the regular parts that made me emotional. I guess I am ashamed. Well, not sure if ashamed or not, but well, they make me react emotionally because I do lack those things, I guess, right? I do lack the things that drive the book, which are like community, finding your people, blah blah, right? I also lack the bad parts, which are like assault, suffering from assault, etc., right? But yeah, I don't know. There are also like scenes where there are like panic attacks, you could say, and the girlfriend of the person, of like the character, main character, well, the girl, I guess girl, that the main character, is sorry, that girlfriend, the main character. Oh yeah, kind of when the main character is having a panic attack, the girlfriend is like, she tells her some things, right? Like she does like some kind of countdown, count 5 things you can see, tell me 4 sounds you can hear, tell me 3 things you can touch, those kind of things, right? And I don't know, it is kind of strange that reading that, not that, but that the same book can make you feel bad. Like it can make me feel bad, sad, not necessarily bad or whatever, but yeah, sad in a bad way, I guess. Like removing energy, removing will to live, that those kind of things, right? And also provide some kind of tool to deal with the thing that the book caused in the first place, right? Well, it's not that the book caused it, obviously, but you get what I mean, right? Maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe not. Like there's probably no you in this sense. Maybe it's me. If it's me, I get it. If I'm talking to myself, I get it. I also don't know who I'm making this stream for example. I guess this is one of those just vent streamings. This is just to talk, and I don't know why I have it up. I guess I don't know. I guess it is helpful to have a space where that is kind of public, where I can express some things, I guess, publicly. With also, it's like the both, you get both sides of the coin, right? You get no one bothering you because it's, after all, no one is here, so I can be pretty sure that no one is watching this, no one will watch this, which is nice. But also with the, I guess, state of mind that I get to when I'm not alone, right? It is, after all, I guess, a little bit of not being alone in that sense. Not exactly that. It is more like replicating the way of communication that I would have if I were to not be alone, more or less, right? Not exactly, but yeah, basically because it's talking to an audience live. I think the live aspect is also important, because if I were to make, like, I've made these kind of videos before talking about like my situation or something like this, and like I just cried the whole time basically, right? I was just too sad to say anything, so it was like 20 minutes of, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes of saying things, then another 10 minutes of just not being able to say anything, just like looking at somewhere, staying silent and crying or something like this, right? So I haven't done a lot of those videos, right? Like maybe 2 or 3 at most, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like having the stream format at least diminishes that a little bit. I don't know. I cried on stream like three days ago or something like this, so it's not that diminishing, but not almost a week ago, I guess, on my birthday. Has it been already a weekend? Yeah, it was last Sunday. So yeah, a week, literally a week ago. Week and one day. I guess the weeks just keep moving. I don't know. I don't have much else to discuss. Let me pull up my phone. I don't know. It's concerning, but it also isn't, in a sense that okay, I was going to open the Keep Up to see. I have a couple of notes, I think, maybe things that I wanted to mention. Yeah, I have the last note that I have is called postpone excellence. Get a job / write a resume, etc. because the alternative is hustling on your own. I don't know. I guess fuck it. Let's talk about this topic. This is something I wrote. I was thinking about how to deal with, I guess, wanting excellence, but knowing you're not there to get it, right? And I think I saw some tweet that was like, I'm never making a resume, or I've been seeing tweets like those, right? And to me, like, that is the standard to live by, right? I do not want to make resumes. I don't want to be evaluated by that. Like, I don't think, well, it's not that it is the representative, blah, 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 right? I get that some people feel represented, like, it's representative enough for the purposes that it has, right? It's like the first degree of, like, cribado, of, like, filtering in a job process, right? So it's not everything. But it tells you enough to be able to discard the majority of shit, I guess, right? But I don't want to have to rely on that strategy, I guess. Like, that is the excellence part, right? You've reached a nice point when you don't have to do that, I guess, right? Problem. The alternative is hustling, I guess, right? The alternative here is hustling on your own. And in this case, like, the alternative is not going to be better than the, sorry, like, even, I don't know. It's like I am not ready for that, basically. So yeah, my alternative is postponing excellence. So doing whatever it takes, not whatever it takes either, but like yeah, I guess my route, the thing that I want, right? So pasar por el aro, que se dice en español. So like, put your head down, accept the situation, and be like, okay, if I'm not going to be able to do the hustling, I don't feel with the capability of succeeding in hustle. So let's just do it the normie way, right? But optimizing in my way on that, right? I don't care about where I'm going. I don't feel particularly attached to this place, so I could bounce, and that is what I'm planning. So yeah, that was basically what I thought of. I think I may record the video. Postponing excellence. So this is, I guess, postponing excellence. So this video is called postponing excellence because it is, I guess, some kind of framework. In my case, I'm saying, I guess, what I'm going to do. It's kind of setting out an intention of what I'm going to do. But maybe some people could take it as advice and be like, okay, that sounds for me. Or maybe some people could take it as like, oh, so he's actually given up or whatever, right? And he had a pretty different intention before, and now he has changed the intentions. Take it as you want this video. So the thing itself, aka postponing excellence, is basically, to me, defining excellence is, I guess, in the context of all this is the job, getting a job.
I see you completely. I see you completely. The parts you have tucked away, hidden, discreet, covered under the shade. I see you completely. My love, I am not naive. I see you completely, and I see the air that you breathe. You belong to yourself, so let yourself be free. I see the hidden leaves, the vines and the weeds. I see the thorns that you've touched and the blood that you bleed. I see the curtain stains, and I see the bird set free. I see you, and I see you completely. I see you, and I see that you need me. I see you, but can you see me?
What the fuck was I looking for? Ah, okay. Like the job on my terms video. I got derailed. So this is for me. It's something you can do like the job of midterms video. Which book? Already talked about that, by the way. Hey, how's it going, by the way? I'm going to record a different video now. To Own the Lips by Zoe Storm. It was funny. Like the concept of the book, so I bought it. Scroll to the beginning of the stream. I'm going to end stream in like right after I record the video, I will end stream. So after that you can go to the beginning of the stream and I explained it there. It's basically a book of a guy who wants to like own the liberals or some who wants to change genders to own the lips, and then discovers that the reason why she wanted to change genders was not that blah blah blah, basically. Spoiler. I mean, that's the premise of the book, so yeah. But yeah, if you want to know more thoughts, I have them there. And now what I'm going to record is this. Postponing excellence. So my current course next course of action is basically just giving up and postponing excellence. AKA making a resume as someone and applying for jobs. Good stuff. It was funny. The book was interesting. It was relatable, sadly. Okay, how are you, by the way? How's it going? How's summer? I saw a map yesterday. It was interesting. Is it on my list? Who posted it? Was it Critter? No. Vivid Void? No, it wasn't him. Who was it? I think I retweeted it. And this. It's a map with the world divided into zones of 10 million people. And it's funny because my zone, which is this one, of 10 million people is like so big, right? And then you go to Lahore, and it's so small. Where is Lahore? Kashmir, and here Lahore. And it's super densely, like this fucking north of India is so fucking dense. Then north of Pakistan as well. It's pretty crazy. And meanwhile, Spain is just like 4 zones. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 zones because we are 5 million people. But yeah, it's crazy, like the contrast. And then there are like small areas like that, like Lahore exactly. Or like, for example, look at Dhaka. Well, you can't see it, Dhaka actually. Yeah, here. Dhaka is like so small. It's like 1/4 the size of Lahore, and it has already 10 million people. And then the outer Dhaka area, or called Dongi in this map, is like fucking the same area basically, another 10 million. It's insane. And I was surprised because Sri Lanka is like 3 zones. So it was interesting. Okay, I think I'm going to record the video. The difference with this and regular people is that I still hold excellence as an achievable and standard I aspire to someday. Okay. Oh, by the way, I have thought of an idea, well, not an idea, of something to start my videos with now, which is, sorry, not that. That would be funny, actually. Postponing excellence. No, it's basically saying who the video is for. I think I've done that already in some other videos, but let's bring it back. And this video is for me, but I also give some additional people who may be interested in it. Postponing excellence. This video is for me, it's setting out an intention, but you can take this video as advice if you are in a similar situation, or if you are a neutral observer, you can just see how it contrasts to like other intentions I've set in the past. Like, for example, this what do I mean by job on my terms video. That probably is an intention I set in the past on how to behave. That contrasts to this video. So I thought of postponing excellence in the context of jobs because of some tweets that I have been seeing for, I guess, a long time. Visa has some of these, but Judas was the most recent iteration I saw. No. This is the tweet. Do you have some default rules for life? Like no bread or always go on 2 dates or something? Judas' rule is no making a resume. And yeah, Visa Can's life was, sorry, another one post. Let's see. He is Visa, by the way. And basically, one of his posts that is very common was that he didn't want to make a resume or something like this. He also talks about this often. But yeah, this was the most recent iteration I saw on this. No, it has the ask me what I'm doing thing. Fuck it. I'm re-recording. Postponing excellence. So this video is for me. I'm kind of setting out an intention in the world, I guess. But you can take it as advice. And if you're in a similar situation, why is it so difficult? Postponing excellence. Fuck. Postponing excellence. So this video is for me. I'm kind of setting out an intention into the world, but you can take this video as advice if you are in a similar situation as mine, or if you are not and you are a neutral observer or something like that, you can just see how it contrasts to other intentions I've set in the past. For example, this video, what do I mean by job on my terms? Could be an example of one of these videos where I set an intention that is the opposite exactly as what I'm saying now. I don't know. I haven't watched it recently. But yeah, back to the topic, I thought of this postponing excellence concept in the context of jobs because of some tweets that I have been seeing, I guess, lately, in a wide sense of lately. Visa Canberra Sami, has some tweets about this as well, but the most recent tweet that I saw that made me think of this was this tweet. No making a resume, quote tweeting some, do you have any default rules for your life? Like no bread or always go on to dates or something. And yeah, Judah says this, no making a resume. Visa says something similar, that one of his rules for life, you could say, was like, or one of his intentions was not having to make a resume. And yeah, in this context, excellence is sticking to that not building a resume rule, for example, right? And I do think that that is the North Star in this example. And yeah, the problem with that is that it requires a kind of hustle and grind and networking and all of that. And for a mix of reasons, I'm not at a place, kind of both physical, mental, blah, 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 in a mix of reasons, where I can't do that in a way that's like real for me. And yeah, not just some kind of fake short-term shit that would, I guess, not work for me and for my values. So my current / next course of action is basically just giving up on that excellence, postponing that excellence. So making a resume and applying for jobs, basically. And I have been doing this for this year, basically, and I'm going to continue with that, but in an even more giving up way. Basically, the difference with this and what regular people do, aka just making resumes like regular people do and like lying on the resumes or whatever the fuck, is that I still hold the excellence as some kind of achievable standard I aspire to someday. So I do still hold that as a rule that I would like to start. As a thing that I would aspire to follow, even though I am not following it right now. One could see that a scope or something like this, but based on some of keywords that I see, for example here, default rules, or this is not life after dies that he says afterwards, I feel like it's an acceptable strategy, right? Is it really a rule if you are just, if I ended up chaining exceptions? Oh no, this is just an exception, this is an exception, and I just kept chaining exceptions and applying to jobs and applying to jobs, then I would be like, okay, that was scope. But for the moment, the intention is like, okay, this time I will do what it takes to have some, to clear me out of this context slash situation slash, yeah, context in many senses, mental, physical, blah, 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 that holds me back. And then after I'm out of that context, I will set out to put myself in a position where I can follow that rule, basically. That is, I guess, what I mean by postponing excellence. So yeah, if you like this video, you can watch the video that I mentioned before, or you can watch any other video, yeah, in my channel. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And yeah, feel free to like, subscribe, etc. Those are signals that I give, not that you can give to me, not for the algorithm or whatever. Like, I want you to give likes, etc. to me, because I can see the like counter. Oh, people liked this video, that's interesting. Not because I especially like, yeah, not because I want you to get more videos like this recommended. It's just a signal of you to me. And also same with subscribe. It's like it's a signal for me. When the subscriber count increases with this kind of videos, I'm like, okay, the people care about this. And yeah, same with comments. If you rate a comment, it's like, that is the most direct signal, I guess. You can literally tell me what you think. So yeah, bye. And yeah, thank you, Quadro, for having popped by for 44 seconds. And yeah.